to another video. Today I want to talk about the Xbox One, thoughts on the Xbox One. Buzz about what it is and what people's reactions are to it. So I figured I would, do a video and just share my thoughts about it. I'm a hardcore gamer. I do play a game every now and again. I have used the Xbox Live. To me it's a little clunky, so I don't necessarily use it all of the time. I like the Apple TV better because it's a little more fluid, and also it's a gaming console, not a media center, in my opinion. But this is Xbox 360, so we're talking about Xbox One. So just to kind of go over a couple of things, I wrote down some notes here. The Xbox One has this always on feature, which essentially you'll be able to talk to it at any time. Like, you don't have to go in and turn it on and off and then activate the Kinect and anything like that. It actually will recognize you. So you can just be sitting here and you want to play a game, you can say Xbox on and it'll turn itself on, and you can tell it anything. You can tell it to watch a movie or Skype or whatever, and it'll do it. So that's kind of cool, I think. The specs, I mean, it has a Blu-ray drive, it has an 8-core CPU, it has 3 Wi-Fi radios, which is interesting. 8 gigs of RAM, 500 gig hard drive. It has an HDMI in and out port and what they call a pass-through. So you can actually connect it through your cable box or satellite box or whatever you have, and you actually be able to control a television through Xbox, again, by talking to it, which is kind of cool, I guess, as well. The Xbox One comes with a Kinect. I mentioned this a moment ago. It's actually going to come all bundled together, so it's almost like a requirement. You need to use the Kinect with this new Xbox One, and it's not compatible with the prior version of the Kinect. But that kind of would make sense if you're buying this as a new item, Xbox One. You would need to utilize the Kinect that's going to actually come with it anyways. The controller was actually updated a little bit. It seems a little more ergonomic. The bulky part of the backside, for those familiar with the Xbox 360 with the battery, that's gone, and it's actually a much slimmer design. It seems like a sleek finish, but really I wouldn't know until I went and touched and held on to see how much I liked it. Xbox Live is compatible across platforms. So like if you're upgrading from 360 to the Xbox One, then all of your achievements and your information will be ported over to the new console. However, and this is a very important note, games for Xbox 360 are not compatible with Xbox One. So you'll have to buy them all over again, buy new games for Xbox One. You won't be able to play Xbox 360 games on the Xbox One. Negative is that you would not be able to utilize used games. So there's a big aftermarket, used game market. So you can go to GameStop and you can buy used games for a lot cheaper than if you bought them new. With the Xbox One, because when you install the disc, it's writing it to the hard drive, it's doing something in that process, so it's authenticating that software to be yours. So if you were to utilize a used copy, you have to pay a small fee in order to re-license it to yourself. I mentioned what that fee is, but that's kind of silly. If you're buying a used game for $10 and you have to pay another $5 or $10 or whatever to activate it, then you might as well just buy it new at that point. So yeah, as I mentioned, all of the games would live, on your hard drive and in what they call the cloud. They didn't really go into specifics as to how that's going to work. It may be interesting that when you install the game, it actually writes some data to your hard drive and somehow connects to a cloud service of Microsoft's. I don't know how that's going to work either. Going from how I'm used to Xbox working, everything tends to write to the hard disk. So I'm wondering if everything's now going to write over to the cloud, and that way your information is everywhere. I don't know. And then there's some sort of a Halo television series that's going to be done, and it's going to be exclusive to Xbox One. Those are some of the specs. There's a bunch of other little things, but realistically, the actual hardware itself, it looks like a TiVo box. It's kind of big and clunky. It's a lot bigger than the Xbox 360, and it's bigger than the Xbox 360 Slim series, for those that have that one. So it's a lot bigger of a box. It looks like a cable box. It really does. Has a front-loading drive You know, it doesn't actually have a slot that comes out. It's just a little slot where you push the disc in and it eats it. And it has a lot of different ports, like I mentioned before. But my initial thoughts on Xbox One is they're making Xbox One to be more of a entertainment, quote unquote, console, more than a gaming console. For a casual gamer like me, I actually might be intrigued by Xbox One because I could do more than just play games. But for hardcore gamers that, you know, will live and eat and breathe and play games 24/7, they may find that as a turnoff because they're not going to watch TV on their Xbox. They're not going to do Skype on Xbox. They're not going to, you know, browse the internet with Internet Explorer on Xbox. They just want to play games. It's interesting. Like, would I get one? I don't know. I probably, I don't know. I guess it depends on the price point. Given that my Xbox 360 is not very old, since I upgraded to a newer model not more than 18 months ago, and I don't play games all that often, it may not be wise to just upgrade. But at the same time, if it's more of an entertainment console, like I said, so with me, not being a hardcore gamer, I actually might be intrigued by some of the entertainment stuff. But I think that overall, Xbox One really is not what people were expecting it to be, if that makes any sense. Again, hardcore gamers will probably be turned off by it. They will probably go to PlayStation or stick with their Xbox 360. I'm sure the product will still be supported. Just all these new games that are coming out are going to be coming out for the Xbox One, and then slowly but surely Xbox 360 will be phased out, similar to how the original Xbox was phased out. If you're an Xbox person, you probably at some point are going to need to upgrade to it. But I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? I'm kind of torn between it. I mean, like for me personally, I think it's an intriguing concept to be able to do whatever you want for entertainment on that Xbox One. I'm not a hardcore gamer, so I would be challenged to ask some of you guys that are actually hardcore gamers to leave some comments and let me know what you think. But you know, from some of the people I've been talking to already that I know that game, they don't like Xbox One. They don't want it. They want an entertainment console. They want a gaming console, something of a normal thing that's going to happen with Xbox. I think it's going to turn into like a competitor of like Apple TV, for example. Because Apple TV is an entertainment console, if you will, but you can't play games on it. It's only for, you know, video and music media. Where Xbox One is taking one up on that, and you can watch TV, you can Skype, you can watch a movie. I'm sure you'll have a bunch of apps that you'll be able to download for it, like Netflix and Hulu and, you know, Major League Baseball and NHL and all those things that we see today on Xbox Live. I'm sure that's going to port over to Xbox One, no problem. Also has a 1080p camera in it, so I think what they discussed is that it's actually more receptive to emotions and hand movements and specific gestures that aren't possible with the current Kinect version. Regardless, I mean, I think it's intriguing, and I think that when it first comes out, I'd be curious to see how much it is, and if it would be something worth upgrading to right away. Although personally, I don't game all that much, so I would probably not be one of the first ones to go out and run out and get one on pre-order day. It's just something I wouldn't use every day, honestly. But yeah, those are my thoughts on it. What do you guys think? Please leave your comments down below, and please like and share and comment and tell your friends. And I will see you guys in the next video.